What's going on, guys? Max and Melanet here, bringing out another video. I apologize if it's a little loud because of the wind. I thought when we were coming back to New York that the winter was going to be over and we're going to come back to some warm weather after being in Florida for the week, but that is just not the case. These upstate winters just seem to last forever, and I'm going a little crazy because of it, but it is what it is. We're still out here skating. At least we got it dry. The last 3 days up in Oneonta, it was raining and snowing nonstop for like 72 hours. So I have not been on the board since Monday, and it is Friday right now. So I'm just happy to be out here. But that's beside the point. As you could tell from the title of the video, today we're revisiting Powell Peralta Dragon Wheels. I never made a actual video on Powell Peralta Dragon Wheels. I just pretty much rode them exclusively for my first full year of skating. I just gravitated toward them coming from longboarding and riding softer wheels my entire life on longboards. I just saw these and thought it was a nice wheel to transition into skateboarding with, just because of how soft they were and how they had a more friendly slide and they weren't so icy. Now that I've become more of a skateboarder and I realize that you need harder wheels for slide tricks and stuff like that, like nose slides, tail slides, crooks, stuff I mean, I'm not doing crooks or tail slides, but I just know now, I'm more informed on why you need a harder wheel. I did switch over to and try some harder wheels. Y'all saw the Spitfire review, of course. My go-to wheel of choice for the last 5 months has been the Andy Anderson Powell Nano Cubic, which is the Dragon formula, but it's in a 97A instead of a 93A, and it's in a conical shape instead of just a standard skateboard shape. So it is a significantly harder wheel. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go throw these on. They're actually very tiny now. When I got these, they were 54 millimeters. And I think when I measured them, they're around 49 or 50 now. I did ride them for a full year doing power slides and stuff. So yeah, today the main thing, we're gonna do some power slides on them because I do really love the way they feel for power slides, more so than a harder wheel. These feel really in the pavement instead of on top of the pavement, if you get what I'm saying. So I feel more in control of my power slides on these. So there's a hill over there we're gonna do those on. And then we're gonna do some nose slides on the curb right here and see how they do for nose slides. I know they're gonna be softer, so it might make them more difficult, but maybe we're gonna get something nice. And then finally, up above me, there's another parking lot that you can't see, and it is called a porous asphalt pavement lot. So it isn't smooth concrete, it's really crackly, and it's made for environmental reasons, for flooding and stuff, the rain and snow kind of melts into the ground easier, but it is really rough on a skateboard. So there's a little curb over there that I want to do some ollies off of into that porous ground and see how it feels to do them on the Dragon Wheels, because I feel it might be a bit softer of a landing. So those are the 3 tests we're going to do today. And yeah, I'm going to put these on and then we'll get to it. We'll start skating, man. Let's do it. Before we get riding, I just wanted to also show the Nano Cubic compared to the just standard Dragon wheel. You see my Dragon wheels are a bit smaller than the Nano Cubics. These started at 52, these started at 54. You can see I put the work in on these. And then from the side profile, you can see the Nano Cubic's decently wider, but not a huge difference. But I feel it does make a big difference, especially since the Nano Cubic is harder, so it's easier to ride over stuff. So they might be in a similar caliber because of that. But we're gonna find out today and see what they're made of compared to each other. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, so we got them on now. I'm just gonna do an ollie, a frontside 180, and a pop shove it, just to get the feel for them, and then we're gonna start doing the power slides over on the hill. Woo. Soft. They feel weird to land on because they're so soft. And I know that wasn't the greatest ollie in the world, but I'm not focused on flat ground tricks right now. I'm just focused on doing those 3 objectives that I stated in the beginning. Woo. Little off balance. You can tell I didn't skate in a few weeks. I mean, not a few weeks, a few days, but definitely a much softer landing right off the bat, even compared to the 97A wheels. Oh my, we're gonna run that back. Not bad for second try. First one we're not gonna talk about, but all right, those were the 3 flat ground tricks. Definitely these wheels feel a lot softer than the Nano Cubics. They're kind of, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. We just gotta ride them a little more, and the main thing I wanna do first right now is go do those power slides on the hill, and then we'll get to talking. All right, guys, so here's the little hill that I was talking about. It's not too steep, but it curves to the left, which I really love for doing front side power slides. I'm not a big backside power slide guy, so this is actually perfect. Just gonna do some little free ride, try to do some big power slides on the Dragons and see how they do. Because like I said, I love these for actual power slides. They really sit in the pavement well, and I feel like I have a lot of control, even though they are very slippery. I just gotta say that I feel so confident when I'm doing reverts and power slides on these wheels. That extra bit of grip from that 93A formula, I don't know, it just like allows me to like really like push into the power slides more and not be afraid that I'm gonna slip out, if you know what I mean. I know it's not good for everything, that extra grip, but for doing any type of power slide stuff, it is like very helpful. If you look at downhill longboarders and stuff, they're using like 78A or even like softer formulas for their type of sliding, just because they're going really fast and they need that extra grip. So when you're in the pavement like that with a softer wheel, you do get a lot of confidence. So like I said before, really no complaints on the power slides, at least just on a normal hill. Honestly, those are my favorite like wheel formula for power slides that I've ever ridden. That includes like all the different longboard type of wheels, all the different skateboard type of wheels that I've tried. Nothing like just feels so smooth and so predictable as the Dragon formula for at least just your standard power slide, like on a faster hill or a corner or something. Like I have a 60mm pair of Dragons on my longboard that I use when I'm actually trying to do like faster power slides. And it's just so smooth, so reliable, so predictable. So as far as I'm concerned, that's the best wheel for actual just straight up power slides, like especially on like rougher roads and stuff. Not including skate parks. But all right, now we're over here at the sloppy curb, and we're gonna try to do some sloppy nose slides on these wheels and see how much more I stick compared to the Nano Cubics. I'm feeling pretty confident today, so honestly, the fact that they are grippier, I might commit more, and that might lead to a better nose slide. I'm just gonna preface that right now, but let's just see what happens. Ooh. Not bad attempt for our first try. Haven't done nose slides in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, so whenever the last time we were at this spot in the video was the last time I tried one. Ooh. I hate to say it, but I see some marks on my wheels from trying to slide, and I think they are kind of stopping me a little bit, but it's hard to say off just 2. Okay, we might be getting to some slideability now. I might have just been not locking into them, so let's run a few more and see. Oh, okay. Felt a little bit of grippiness from the wheels there, but we did push it along a little more. Oh. We just straight up stuck right there. I did fully commit on that. That was pretty chill. We're kind of stuck right here on a little rock, but all right, back to regular. That felt pretty good though. I don't know. Let's try a few more toward the end of the curb. It definitely feels like more waxed up and buttery toward the end anyways. Okay. good. It's hard to say like how much the wheel is affecting it and how much like my own form and getting used to slappy nose slides is affecting it. There's been a few like times where I definitely felt the wheels just stick straight to the curb, and I had like, you saw I flung off. On one of them I kind of like landed on my knee weird and it did not feel good. So I'm not saying that it's entirely my fault when I'm not sliding. It just feels really unpredictable. Like sometimes I'm getting a good slide and sometimes these wheels just grip straight to this curb, and I don't like that feeling at all. So I can definitely tell with the 97A nanocubics that I was getting more leeway, especially since I'm still like getting the hang of this trick. But let's just do like 2 or 3 more, and then we'll move on to the next test. Oh, so close. Okay. I like the way I came into that one. Let's do one more and then we'll move on to the next test. I'll take that. So nose slides felt so-so. For somebody who's still trying to like fully get the hang of slappy nose slides and sit into them more, I don't think they're a great wheel because they do have that extra grippiness. And there were a few times where even though my form like wasn't the best, I feel like on a harder wheel it still would have slid. And with the softness of the Dragon formula, it just really stuck and like felt gummy and grippy like on the actual curb when I didn't have my form perfect. I feel like a better skater or someone who's like more experienced with that trick might be able to get away with it more because their form would be better. But for learning any type of slide trick like that where the wheels are going to touch the curb or the ledge, I just don't think Dragon formulas are it. They're good for like learning flat ground and like the normal power slides on the ground. I think they're good for, but I think I need a harder wheel if I want to progress on slide tricks and stuff. So I definitely prefer the nanocubics to the Dragons for that. So here's that ground I was talking about. It's the lot that was above me. This is called like porous asphalt. It is basically, I don't know, it's for like an environmental project. Actually, I think there's a sign over here. Let me just go show you guys. Yeah, a permeable pavement parking lot. Basically, like it's like really like gritty and chopped up so the water and snow and ice can melt through, and that's better for the environment somehow. You can look it up. I'm not a climate scientist. I can't really tell you that, but it's cool. Not very conducive for skateboarding because it is a lot rougher, but we're gonna put the Dragon wheels to the test. Cruising on it didn't feel so bad on the Dragon wheels when I was coming over here, but what we want to do is work on landing in the crust. So I'm just going to be doing ollies and stuff off of this curb into the porous, crusty, rocky ground, and we'll see how it feels to land on it with the Dragon wheels. Luckily for us, the run-up is very smooth and not the same type of material, so that's a plus. Just was doing a little roll-off first, just to get the feel. Didn't feel too bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Pop shove it. In the cross. Ah. Pop shove it in the crust. Oh. Right here. All right, guys, so that didn't feel too bad at all. Like, the ollies into the crust were not bad in any way. Like, I mean, it's not crazy, but you can see, like, there's like lots of pebbles and rocks moving around. It's not the smoothest ground you've ever seen. Like, when I've ridden this ground on like harder wheels, like the Nano Cubics, it definitely felt like way crustier and harder to just even push around. So the fact that we're like ollieing off a pretty decent sized curb into this without any problems, and then also doing a pop shove it, like a little flat ground pop shove it on it with no problems, that definitely like speaks for the wheels quite a bit. The main reason I wanted to make this review, I guess, is because there's been a lot of wheel talk, especially on skateboard YouTube in the last couple weeks, with Spitfire releasing the 93A sliders. Definitely, I mean, let's face it, they are like definitely following in Powell's footsteps with that. Powell's the originator of this like in-between 93A formula for the most part, at least within the last couple years. And they were very popular. Like, Dragons had like, the Dragons basically like took over YouTube and like all type of skate media for almost a year. And now it seems like Spitfire wanted to make their own version of it and kind of capitalize on that market, as, you know, a lot of companies do. Will I be trying those Spitfire Formula 93s? I'm not sure. I mean, I like the Dragons as a soft wheel, as they are. It'd be interesting just to do a comparison, but there already are a lot of comparison videos out on YouTube right now. And I feel like the Dragons are the ones who pioneered it. I'm a much bigger fan of Powell Peralta than I am of Spitfire. So I'd rather, if I'm gonna get more soft wheels, I'd almost rather just keep buying them from Powell, just because like most of my favorite riders are on Powell, and I just like, they're, like I said, they're the pioneer of it. But I wouldn't be opposed to trying out the Spitfire 93As. You know, I'm a big fan of Deluxe as well. I love Anti-Hero. I love Thunder trucks and all that. I've definitely supported Deluxe a lot in my skateboarding career so far. So I wouldn't be opposed to giving them a try, maybe one day. But, you know, there's a lot of good reviews on those out right now. So if you want to like get an actual comparison of Spitfire 93As and Powell Dragons, they're out there right now. This was just kind of a fun video just to revisit Dragon Wheels and just see how they skate, because they have a special place in my heart. Like I said, dude, like, I rode Dragons for almost probably like the first 9 months of my skateboarding career when I was learning ollies, frontside 180s, all that type of stuff. So I definitely have a special place, and I will continue to use them on my longboard for downhill stuff just because of how smooth the slide is in the pavement. As far as my like normal day-to-day setup, I'm gonna go back to the Nano Cubics. That's like my favorite wheel that I've ever ridden. I really like the conical shape and how they protect the axle nut, so I don't have to worry, especially if I'm ever trying like slappies or anything, like slappy 50s and all that. Slappy crooks, if I ever start learning those. Even Noseslides, if I do it wrong, you could hurt the axle, but that's besides the point. I'm just gonna definitely switch back to the Nano Cubics as my main wheel. But I don't mind just throwing these Dragon wheels on like a side setup that I have just for like sometimes when I'm coming to a crusty spot or something, because they definitely serve their purpose. Like if I was on the Nano Cubics in this porous lot, we would not have had as much fun as we did. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, drop a comment and chat with me. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Get out there and skate and have a wonderful rest of your day.